All right, hey guys, what's happening? Yeah, sorry I didn't do a new moon video last new moon because I was just my voice was just totally wiped out. I couldn't even talk. Um, but yeah, so there's there's some stuff happening. We have this whole Saturn Pluto conjunction just cooking up, and so I decided I think I'm gonna do weekly videos. Because there's a lot of I'm like a lot everything's happening for people. I'm getting a lot of messages about what's going on, so I think as a service I'm just gonna start putting these out every week instead of every moon cycle. So yeah, so if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, you should just do that now if you're watching us on YouTube. And also make sure you join the email list that I have on my website. So go to siderealastrologist.com, and there's going to be a window that pops up. And from there you can join the email list and also our Facebook group, Sidereal Revolution. So if you join that group, a lot of messages fly around over there, and you'll be updated on all the stuff that we're doing. So yeah, so we're gonna go over to the screen share in a minute, but how many of you, after the new moon, and then we had the whole Mercury retrograde, came out of retrograde, and then Mercury went right into a conjunction with Neptune, and so many people were just like having these intuitive messages, like spiritual messages. I mean, I saw it everywhere, even myself, like dream time, information was coming in. So I was calling it the nudges of the universe. So the universe always nudges you to go in a direction, and that's because the whole Saturn Pluto thing is going to be a breakdown of an old system and a rebuilding of a new system. And the system is what that your system. It's going to be for you, and not this more independent. Yeah, because we're going to show too that Uranus is just getting into, it's leaving Pisces, and it's getting into Aries. It's moving into Aries, so that's like super breakthrough energy. So we're gonna show that too. So just hang on a sec, and we're gonna jump over to the screen share, and we're going to go over next week's transits. So every week I'm just gonna do transits. Your week ahead. In general. So all right, guys. So I'll catch you in 1 second. Okay, bye. Okay, hey guys. So yeah, like mentioned before, I'm gonna be doing these week ahead forecasts. So I'm going to be putting out weekly videos now because this whole Saturn Pluto thing, South Node situation is a lot happening. So I think it's time to just do a weekly thing so we can ride out these waves. Um, yeah, so it started with the new moon Mercury retrograde. But before we move on, I just want to let you know that this I practice sidereal astrology. So sidereal astrology is astrology that's accurately aligned with the constellations in the sky. So tropical astrology doesn't align with the constellations in the sky, and a lot of people are surprised when this comes up. And sometimes it can seem like I'm kind of confrontational, but I'm just kind of like, yeah, I am a little like, whatever, because it's like, you go on social media and you go on like Instagram, and it's like it's telling you like what flavor ice cream you like based on your zodiac sign, what kind of sneakers you like, what color nail polish, and then you look again tomorrow and it's different. It's like they just change the content over, and it's like, oh, I thought I liked Baby Ruth because I'm a Scorpio. Oh, today I like Mars bar. Oh, like how did you figure that one out? So it's just like, I don't know, man. It just freaks me out sometimes. I just get like really like, what the hell? Because this was our first science, sidereal astrology, that lines up with the constellations in the sky. Because basically, you're an astronomer, astrologer, the first science. You're looking up and you're saying, here's what, here's what I see, observe through my study, and then I put it on a chart on a paper, and then I read it to you, a person. That's astrology, right? Astrology. Astro is the stars, the space. Ology means study, so astrology, the study of the stars. And that's kind of what my thing is like, because a lot of tropical astrologers are like, hey, your destiny is written in the stars. This is in the stars. Your future's in the stars. It's all written in the stars. The stars, no, and it's like, but they won't tell you, oh, my practice tropical astrology is not aligned with the stars, but I still say the stars. No, it's aligned with the seasons, the time of the seasons, which is also fine. It's the planetary movements or the sun's movements, um, based on observation with the seasons. But it's not astrology, it's not a study of the stars. It's planetary influence based on time, a calendar. But we're talking about sidereal astrology, which opens up a door when you actually start to align your practice with the stars. Actually, believe it or not, it opens up a door of this like cosmic consciousness, you know, cosmic wisdom. It's just an interesting. It's like the Akashic records type of deal. It's like it opens up, and you start to really study the stars and the ancient ways that they studied the stars, and you know the ancient um, interpretation of the zodiac signs are kind of different, and you can see those little differences. So this is what the sidereal astrology, true sidereal astrology practice is about. It's like treating it as a real practice, as a healing science of self-realization through your birthright, which is cosmic alignment. So this is pretty big deal. So yeah, so like when somebody puts some stuff on social media about like what kind of candy bar you should have based on your sign, like really, man, sometimes I want to just break the candy bar over their head. Because that's just like, just dumbing down this beautiful science of cosmic consciousness. So anyway, that's sidereal astrology. So this is what I practice, and this is what I share with my clients. When we have readings, this is what we're talking about. You'll never get a forecast about what type of candy bar or color shoelaces to get with me. You won't even get a who am I compatible with sun sign crap. That's all junk. All right, so I'm just ripping this shit apart right now. I'm sorry, but because what's happening, it's serious. Like the Saturn Pluto conjunction, and when I'm looking at it, and then when I'm observing it, it's serious. Serious stuff is happening. So you got to be awake for this stuff. You can't miss the boat. Literally, can't miss the boat. All right. So like I was saying earlier, you can get these forecasts personalized, and it's I do it. You sign up. It's $20, and I do a week recording based on your natal chart, based on the transits on your natal chart, and I send an email to you within 2 days. It's only $20, so you can see how this is happening for you personally. So yeah, so that's pretty good. And then just sign up on the email list, siderealastrologist.com, my website. Window pops up, sign up. Then we have a Facebook group that's really awesome. We discuss stuff like this, Sidereal Revolution. And then the YouTube channel. If you're watching this on YouTube, just hit subscribe and hit the notification bell, and you'll see when I pop things out. All right, so yeah, so now let's move on. So last new moon, and then Mercury went out of retrograde at the same time, and then Mercury went into conjunction with Neptune. So Mercury Neptune conjunction, and let me just double check something. I think that was all happening in, yeah, it was all like going down in Pisces. Yeah. So as you can see, my constellations are different sizes as well. So yeah, this was all going down in Pisces. So more like kind of like water kind of energy. All this stuff is leading to that. Neptune is the ruler of Pisces. So I call that the nudges of the universe, because Neptune and Mercury together is messages of from the greater realm. The Akash, the great unknown. So all that stuff was happening, and it was like intuitive messages, dream space messages. But anyway, it was happening to me and all my friends. That just like intuition, synchronicity was like crazy. So all that was going on, and then like I would wake up from dreams, and just like the visions were strong. So that was like made me say, okay, like it's happening. So we're gonna do the weeklies now. We're gonna do some weekly videos. All right. So let's just start that. All right. Here we go right here. So um, I didn't put out a video before, but before, when that whole new moon happened, Mercury went in, station, and the Mercury Neptune conjunction, Saturn was squaring on Sun square Saturn was happening. So what I saw this as, and Saturn we know is in Sagittarius, doing that whole systems breakdown with Pluto, South Node, and the Sun is in Pisces. All right. So yeah, there is Pisces is duality. It's also emotion. It's also kind of like intuitive, right? Because it's related to Neptune. So yeah, so that what I see with Saturn square is I wrote some stuff down. It's just like a little bit of a tough push, like the teacher of time was like pushing you to now like solidify or crystallize these intuitive messages. Because yeah, it's one thing to have intuitive messages and be like, oh yeah, like patchouli oil and stuff like that, but now like push it out, solidify, make it a solid, a square. Saturn is the cube. It's represented by a cube. All right, so like now move it and make it happen. So that happens at 10th and ends on the 11th. It goes exactly on the 10th. Now at the same time, Mercury sextile Pluto. So Mercury, the messenger of the gods in Pisces, is having some communication now with Pluto, which is about the breakdown. What's going to be broken down, and we'll see later on in the videos that there are some things happening with the galactic center because Jupiter is there, and Jupiter also goes into retrograde at this time too. You can see here SR, station retrograde. And it goes exact. So station retrograde means it's come to a halt, and then it takes a little bit of time for it to kick backwards and go retrograde. But if you can see, retrograde symbol is a RX, which is also the symbol of prescription in medicine. So I always say that this is a retrograde is the planetary influence felt inside, like you're drinking it in. And Jupiter is in the galactic center, and that image that I painted throughout all my videos is Jupiter, the Great King, in the 13th zodiac sign in the galactic center, which is super powerful, and he's just mixing this elixir, a great brew of cosmic consciousness that we're all gonna taste, and we're gonna have our time to evolve from that elixir. But throughout the videos, you're gonna see that this elixir also goes through a process of first batch tasting, maybe not so good. Second batch tasting, and the first batch tasting is going to be done with the feminine. So we're going to see that in the later videos. But so that's real. This stuff is real. All right. So Mercury has that time with Pluto. Mercury trines on the North Node, sextiles the South Node. So there's some Mercury stuff going on. The messenger that was conjunct with Neptune. So this is that. Now it had all this higher information, and now it's relaying it, to where it needs to go. South Node, North Node, direction, the past. Pluto, the shaman, the teacher, the elder. So all that's cooking up this week. And then you have Venus conjunct Neptune. See that right here? And that's going on in Aquarius. But Neptune, this is Aquarius. But Neptune is like right about in Pisces though. But yeah, this is Aquarius. So Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. And if we look where Uranus is, right here. Uranus is moving into Aries, and I don't know if I have it here. No, I didn't do an ingress on here. So yeah, it's ending the cycle. All right, so this is a new beginnings. It's starting the zodiac over again, and that's a big deal. Because Uranus is 84-year orbit around the zodiac. It travels the zodiac 84 years. So this is a big deal to start new again, fresh, awakening. All right, and that is the ruler of Aquarius, which is where Venus and Pluto are. So I call this whole makeup is called the Wonder Woman aspect because it's the divine feminine energy. It's the great, unknown, Pluto, spiritual, and the Uranus in going into Aries, new cycle. Aries is the god of war, right? Mars. So big deal. This is big deal, man. All right, and then this is what we're dealing with. Wonder Woman aspect. So this is great. And you're gonna see later in the video, in the later videos, that the Wonder Woman, she's gonna be the first one to taste this elixir that's mixed up by Jupiter in the galactic center. But then there's gonna be stuff that comes up where she's gonna have to express the wounds, or wounds that have been healed, not healed. There's a survey. That's what you call it, right? When you taste something and you give like the feedback, and it's gonna be a tough feedback because Mars, the masculine, it takes a little bit of a hit with the lash out. But that will be covered in the next video. So let's stay focused on this video. Because then you see here, Pluto conjunct South Node. All right. Jupiter station retrograde. Sun squares the North Node. Okay, so the Sun is in Pisces, and the North Node is in Gemini. So this is now what Gemini is, the curious energy. It also rules the hands, healing also with the hands. So that's going on. Then you have Mercury squares on Jupiter. So Mercury is like has met up with the shaman Pluto earlier, and now it goes and it's squaring. So it's having a little bit of a tough communication with Jupiter in the galactic center. So it could be like, hey, I know you've been mixing this up, but I met up with Jupiter. I met up with Pluto. I met up with the nodes. Venus is, I was with Neptune for a while. I got some great, cosmic downloads, and now Venus is with Neptune now. I know you're going retrograde, you're going back, but we might need to like, mix a few things differently. So you gotta change up some formulas. So like that type of energy could be happening around that time. So that's the 11th through pretty much, what is that? The 12th, 10th, and so it was like a day and some change. Yeah, quick one. And then Sun squares South Node at the same time because South Node is opposite of North Node. So same thing, solar energy based on our directions that we're moving into, and then we're leaving behind. So what we're leaving, what's not worthy, what is worthy. So this is like a preparation for a journey, it seems like to me. And as I read everything out already, I already pre-recorded all these videos, but there is a journey. There's a journey, and we're gonna ride it out. Then Neptune. I'm sorry. Let's go here. Sorry about that. Venus sextile Saturn. So this is like, now Venus spends time with the great teacher of time. Literally spends time with the teacher of time, to go over the plan. What's the plan, and how is it going to happen? Because you're going to see she also sextiles Pluto too. All right, so I'm going to see here, sextiles Pluto, and that had a little bit of happens at a little bit of a later date on the 14th, where the one with Saturn is on the 11th through the 13th. So she meets with the teacher of time. She goes over what needs to happen. Then she goes to the shaman, which is like, okay, like what has to happen, like where we gotta go, how dark, how deep, how heavy we're gonna go. All right, so that's gonna happen, and Venus is involved in that. All right, but then the Sun squares on Pluto at that time. So this is like some deep, powerful stuff. And squares could be hard, because squares are like, hey, this is what, because Pluto breaks it down. So this is like, hey, this is what's got to be broken down, and this is what's up. So this is like some serious mission, stuff. Okay, and then Venus, the North Node, what's the new direction, and then Sun trines on Pluto, so it gives, Sun trines on Jupiter. It gives it some energy, saying like, okay, more power to you. Literally, more solar power to you for this mission to mix up again. And then Venus sextiles Pluto. And Venus, at this point, let's click here. At this point, Venus is in Pisces. So before they were in Uranus, now she's in Pisces. And there's this sextile with Pluto. This is a lot of goddess energy. This is the Shakti energy. This is now, could even be Kali energy. Shakti is divine feminine energy. But then there's a form of divine feminine Shakti energy, which is Kali. So this is not the goddess. But it is the goddess, but it's not, I'm sorry, it's not like the mother. This is like, could be the Kali is the dark. It's possible it can be there, but it's a sextile, so it might be consciously Kali. It might not be like chop your head off Kali, but it might be like break it down, break it down, break it down, go to the dark, rip it up, chew it up, spit it out. That's, you know. So that is what could be happening, and that's on the 14th. And it goes on. Let's check this. It just goes on to the 15th. So a day of that, you know, that's cool. Is that right? Yeah, day of that, day or so. But that's an energy, and you know, so I would say that's worthy of some type of sacred space-time ceremony. If you're a divine feminine person, you know, I would figure that one out. Then Venus squares on Jupiter in the galactic center, mixing up this elixir. So it's like she then brings this energy then to the galactic center and says, hey, you know, like, this is what I think should happen based on all this stuff that I've just been dealing with. And then you're going to see later on she actually has the first taste, and it might not be so good. So we're going to see that later. So anyway, that about wraps it up. Then the full moon is on the 19th, so we're going to do another video on that. Alright, so yeah, I think we're done. So yeah, so sign up on everything, you know, go to the website, sign up. If you want this done personally, it's $20. You just go on, it's a recorded reading, personal recorded, so I record it just for you based on your natal chart. And that's it. Yeah, so I hope this is very good, informative, and take this serious if you know, please, because it's real, and there's a lot of work that has to happen to kind of, you know, stay on the higher end of the conscious scale with the galactic kind of cosmic alignment. And it's not about figuring out what color nail polish and what candy bars fit your zodiac sign. This is not sidereal astrology. Okay, so yeah, alright guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.